One of the changes to the coaching staff, Dylan McCullough left to become the Las Vegas Raiders running back coach, and the new running back coach from Penn State is Juwan Seider. Like, what type of progress is Seider making right now in his early days as Notre Dame's running backs
Yeah,
coach?
hitting the ground running. I mean, he's doing some recruiting of guys that he was after. I'll just say that, and we'll circle back to it at Penn State. Players that, you know, he's now talking to maybe for the first time that he wasn't recruiting at Penn State. We'll talk about that in a second. And then, yeah, just kind of continuing, players he was recruiting, and he's just continuing at Notre Dame because Notre Dame was also recruiting some of those guys. So let's talk about this. So Messiah Mickens was kind of that first category. He was recruiting at Penn State. Well, yeah, he's been committed to Penn State for a year and a half. Very, very close relationship does Juwan Seider have with this four-star, highly touted top 10 running back from Harrisburg, PA, which is a very Penn State friendly area. But I'm telling you, Juwan Seider's got an incredible relationship with Messiah Mickens and his family. And Mickens is interesting. He commits to Penn State early and then kind of flirts around with South Carolina, I was told. And then in January, tells on threes Hayes Fawcett that, hey, I'm shutting down my recruitment, stick with Penn State. Seider leaves, it opens the door. So he's going to officially visit Notre Dame tentatively the weekend of June 20th. And he's going to check out some other schools as well. So Messiah Mickens, his recruitment seems to be open. And then you have like Jonas Walton. Seider offered when he was at Penn State, but really wasn't able to make much traction with him. And Walton really likes Notre Dame, though. So I think McCullough leaving hurts with Jonas Walton, this running back from Carrollton, Georgia. Another highly touted, similarly ranked running back. But Seider, I'm told, is doing a good job with Walton early on, and Walton we're expecting to officially visit Notre Dame. And then player like DeSephon Walker from Raymore, Missouri. Seider was not recruiting Walker because this is not an area, I guess, that Penn State really recruits, especially like running backs. This was not just, like a profile area that Penn State would go after. But with Notre Dame, I really like DeSephon Walker, and he is also going to officially visit. That'll be the weekend of June 13th. So from what we've confirmed at Blue and Gold, there's 3 running backs who are going to officially visit in June, and that's as of late February, guys. So there's I'm sure there's going to be more, but Legend Bay from Forney, Texas, great name, by the way, 3-star prospect, listed as an athlete, plays quarterback at the high school level, and very productive as a runner. Notre Dame is recruiting him as a running back, and he's expected to visit the weekend of June 20th. So he is a name now to know. So there's some others that Seider is recruiting at Penn State. There's another prospect in Texas. There's one in South Florida who Seider was recruiting at Penn State and is continuing to recruit now in Notre Dame. But I would say right now those are the 4 biggest names to know. And again, we confirmed 3 of them, and then Walton we do expect will officially visit in June.
Okay, Mike, let's go to the safety board for a second. Anybody emerging that possibly the Irish have more interest in recently?
Yeah. Xavier Larice is someone who the Irish offered last March, I believe, for Pot of Gold Day. And I don't think I've ever written about this young man from Melbourne, Florida. Just never thought that Notre Dame was really in the mix here. And then when I was on vacation last week, report came out from On3 Steve Wildfong that Larice will take official visits to Auburn, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Florida State in that order. So that's his June. And I would assume that's his top 4 schools, essentially. So, very interesting. I actually did an interview with him today. It was just over text messages, so I didn't get to talk to him on the phone, but just in his responses back to me, very encouraging, I would say. And quote, he said, "My coach has always said that I am a Notre Dame type of kid." I don't know if I've heard that from like a coach has said that about one of his players, and it's a school in Florida, and it's not like a Jesuit or a Tampa Catholic or like one of these, high academic private schools. Actually, maybe I don't. Maybe Larice's high school is one of those. I'm not familiar with, but I thought that kind of stood out. Like, hey, you're a Notre Dame type of kid. That's what his high school coach is saying. So high school coach there is, maybe doing the Irish a solid, kind of recruit for Notre Dame by saying that. But anyways, this is a positive development because Notre Dame, at the safety position could definitely use a player like Larice in their class, and has been a long time target. Just didn't think that Notre Dame had much of a shot. And now, report coming out that he's going to take that official. So yeah, I would say pretty good development. But and talking to a source real quick about this, Darren, I was like, Larice, Notre Dame really have a chance here. And I was told, like, hey, remember when Kedron Young visited a couple summers ago? And it's like going into it, you're like, yeah, Notre Dame's a top school, but he's got all these. You just don't know. I believe that was his first visit too, and he took his official. It's like, we'll see. He commits on his visit. Sometimes Notre Dame just clicks, and Young's a Notre Dame type of kid. Larice, we're already being told, is a Notre Dame type of kid. So this kid could come to campus, and you just never know. It could just really click. So yeah, we'll see, Darren. And I thought that was a kind of an interesting one. I was like, all right, I was not expecting Xavier Larice from Melbourne, Florida, to emerge as this key top target that we're going to be talking about. But I would definitely say that that's a welcome development.
For those of you on the radio, Mike was showing a clip of him while he was talking about him, and we could see him playing wide receiver and showing great speed. He looks like a big physical guy, but he's got cornerback speed. That was really noticeable.
And looking at the safety board in general, Darren, Jet Washington's a highly rated borderline 5-star guy from Las Vegas. Bishop Gorman, Simeon Caldwell's listed as the safety Notre Dame's recruiting as a linebacker. Zach Fort from IMG Academy, Notre Dame would like to have, but he committed to Georgia. Aiden Pouncey from Winter Park. That's going to be from Florida. That's going to be tough to get him. Just looking through the board, Jordan Deck, I believe, will officially visit Notre Dame. Texas, man, Notre Dame's really going hard after Texas. So it's like you look through the safety board, Notre Dame's recruiting a lot of the guys. Kasani Giles is another from IMG that I believe will officially visit Notre Dame. I think we reported that as well at Blue and Gold. But otherwise, like Nick Reddish from Charlotte Independence is the one I feel that Notre Dame has the best chance with, 5'11", 180 pounds. Don't be surprised if I log a prediction for him to land with the Irish soon. But otherwise, it's like, yeah, Notre Dame, like I said, it's really good for Notre Dame to set up this visit with Larice because I feel like they're just not too far along. Well, I mean, that's not the right term, but because they're recruiting a lot of safeties, but there's just not a lot that I'm like, man, Notre Dame's in a really good spot here. And then Joey O'Brien could play corner or safety for Notre Dame, similar to Reddish. So, Notre Dame DB recruiting. They have an outstanding corner committed in Chaston Smith from Tennessee, but otherwise, I could see DB recruiting going multiple ways. I would anticipate them extending some new offers as well. And I believe in the past couple weeks they've dished out a few, but for safety specifically, I could see them offering some new guys.
All right, Mike, tell us about Blue and Gold Illustrated, blueandgold.com.
Listen, you might think it's the dog days of the off season. This is not the time to subscribe. Well, listen, if you need your Notre Dame fix, you go to blueandgold.com. We're writing up to a dozen articles a day on our website, even in the off season. So all the recruiting coverage, articles on, the football team still. There's media availability with the new coaches, I believe, this week.
Mm-hmm.
Spring ball is going to be here before you know it. Like it's absolutely the time to subscribe to blueandgold.com. It always is. I'm sure we'll have some kind of $1 for a week offer so you can try it out. Just make sure, if you don't want to renew, cancel before auto renews. But yeah, just check it out, blueandgold.com.